We're a smutty people, clearly. Don't think we're prudes, we just love talking about butts and balls. Sure, I've said that. British English is the version of the language that I, and on the whole my fellow country people, speak here on these islands. It's a version of English which, while similar to other varieties found around the globe, has some things unique to it, from words to spellings to pronunciations. One area in which British English can be rather unique is with the idioms that bless this language. British English is full to the brim with phrases and sayings that can be found here and not heard all that much in other parts of the world, like the United States, an example. To me, the phrases I'm about to share are easily understood, but for others who haven't spent all their lives in this nook of the world, they might come off as just a little weird sounding. So for those who don't speak British English, let's take a look at some of these distinctly British idioms, what they mean and where they come from. Also, before we begin, I think these are British idioms. From my research, I get the impression that the ones I've chosen are primarily used here, but they also may be found in the wider world. I think there might be a lot of crossover with Australia and New Zealand as well. But if you have heard any of these that aren't from the UK, let me know down below. Like maybe you heard them in a British TV show or something, or maybe they are just common in other parts of the world and the internet is lying to me. Surely not, the internet doesn't lie, right? But why don't we kick things off with the phrase, the hair of the dog? This is something said in relation to alcohol and the day after you've had a little bit too much to drink. Some people, after a particularly boozy night, feel the best way to get over a hangover is to have a little bit more to drink. It's this post-hangover drink that is commonly referred to as the hair of the dog. This is one of those things deeply ingrained in me, probably because I've had the hair of the dog I've had too many times, but anyway. But when you think about it, it is super weird. What has the hair of a dog got to do with drinking more after already drinking way too much, right? Well, this phrase is a shortened form of some archaic medical advice. The full phrase is the hair of the dog that bites you, and it was used in relation to treating someone with rabies. In the past, people used to think that if you got bitten by a rabid dog, the best cure was applying the hair from that dog into the bite wound. Obviously, this doesn't actually work, and thankfully, we have actual rabies shots today to deal with it. But if you do get bitten by a rabid dog, I don't know, don't put their hair in there. That's not actual medical advice I'd give out. But it's easy to see, however, how this term got applied to drinking after a hangover. It has that whole fighting fire with fire kind of vibe going on with it. Like, bit by a rabid dog, more of its hair. Already really hungover, drink more beer. Like, it all kind of applies to the same thing, right? A term you may also think relates to alcohol is the British idiom of bottle it. This means to lose your nerve in a certain situation. For example, if you're going to jump off the highest diving board at the swimming pool, but back out at the very last minute, someone might say that you've completely bottled it. There's multiple theories as to where this one comes from, but the most popular theory is that it comes from our good friend of Cockney rhyming slang. We all know what Cockney rhyming slang is, right? We have a whole video about it. The basic mechanic of Cockney rhyming slang is you take a phrase that rhymes with what you want to say, but then remove the rhyming part. In this case, the original phrase was bottle and glass. The glass part rhymes with a word for your behind, shall we say, glass. I'm sure you can figure it out. But this all has implications of being cowardly, like, no, butts are just seen as being cowardly, which, that's not entirely fair. Butts are brave. We like brave butts here, but tangent aside. From here, the glass part was removed and we just had bottle, which gave us this term. So that went on a weird butt tangent. We don't talk about butts too much here on Name Explain, but that's probably for the best. Before we continue, I'd like to briefly talk about Patreon and Super Thanks. Patreon is the best way to financially support Name Explain, and donating just $1 a month gets you ad-free videos, the chance to say what names I'd explain, an exclusive monthly newsletter, and your name at the end of these videos. All of that can be found at patreon.com/Name Explain, which we linked down below. Conversely, if you want to just make a one-time donation, you can leave a super thanks directly in the comments section of any of my videos here on YouTube. They help out tremendously too. Thank you. But anyway, we have another phrase from Cockney rhyming slang, that being cream crackered. This has nothing to do with actual crackers, but instead it used to mean you're extremely tired. Like if you had a really busy day at work and you just like blob out on the sofa, you could say you're cream crackered. What's interesting with this one is that unlike other Cockney phrases, the rhyming part hasn't actually been removed here. The crackered part is simply a rhyme with another word meaning you are tired. Knackered. This poses another issue though. As far as I'm aware, knackered meaning tired isn't too commonly heard outside of the UK. So this is a British idiom built on a British term. There's a lot of It's just British all the way down over this one. But knackered simply means tired, but also has wider usage too. It can mean something is broken, like my computer is knackered or something. Not that my computer is knackered. My computer is just fine, I think. Should check that. But anyway, both of these terms come from the same origin and also have relation to dead animals. In the past, a knacker was a person who would remove dead farm animals like horses and pigs and take them to the knacker's yard to do, I don't know, all kinds of stuff you do with dead animals. I don't know, but yeah, not fun. But, or maybe it's fun, I don't know. People eat animals. I'm vegetarian, so I find it gross. It's easy to see how this word, which was heavily related to dead animals, came to mean something that was broken or so tired that it was pretty much dead. Knackers is also British slang for the male reproductive organs, shall we say. Gosh, I've talked about butts and the other side in this video already. Us Brits, we're a smutty people, clearly. Don't think we're prudes, we just love talking about butts and balls. Sure, I've said that. I don't know, but we'll be fine. But how they ended up with being a name for that, however, it's a bit out of the range for this video, so let's move on. Full of beans is a really fun phrase. It simply means someone is full of energy, like a dog running around like a maniac would be described as being full of beans. In this phrase, the word beans is used as a replacement for energy in general. This probably comes from the fact that beans of various kinds are a staple of people's diets and a great source of energy, meaning if you ate a boatload of beans, you'd probably have ample energy for the day. I also really like the idea that the beans in this idiom relate to coffee beans, which would be fitting as coffee is something very much linked with giving people energy too. Well, maybe not so much energy, just keeping people going. I don't know, I don't drink coffee either. I'm vegetarian, I don't drink coffee, I'm very boring. Finally, we have that idiom of take the biscuit. Now, biscuits are something I do definitely eat them. Don't worry about that, guys. But this means that someone has really annoyed you, similar to final straw in example. Like, if you found out someone who'd been getting on your nerves for some time had actually been saying really mean things about you behind your back, you could say that really takes the biscuit. This one most likely comes from the idea of stealing an actual biscuit off of someone, especially if it's the final one. Here in the UK, we are fiercely protective of our beloved biscuits, and it can be pretty annoying when someone takes the last one from you. Of course, in all of this, I mean the dunking kind of biscuit, you know, the kind you dunk in your tea, not the salty scone kind of biscuits found in the US. Though, when I last went to the US, I ate a boatload of those kind of biscuits at like southern food restaurants. In sausage gravy. I wasn't vegetarian then, clearly, because I'm in America. Oh, I've been going on about being vegetarian this entire video. I just casually admit I had sausage gravy. I'm the worst, but they're really tasty. Oh man, I just outed myself. There's a bad vegetarian. Sorry, everyone. But by now, you should all be well on your way to talking like a proper British person. Even I don't sound like a proper British person when I do a British accent. Oh dear. But let me know about any other interesting British idioms I might have missed out on. And of course, please share the topic down below which we could cover in next Monday's Name Explain video. It can be about literally anything, and the topic can be as niche or broad as you like. I will then choose 3 of those topics and place them in a poll for my patrons to vote on. Then the winner from that poll will be the topic covered in next Monday's Name Explain video. You can vote in that poll as well as enjoy many other great benefits by visiting patreon.com/nameexplain, which we linked down below, and by donating just $1 a month. Thank you. Anyway, that's more than enough for myself, but don't forget to go follow me on Instagram where I'm NameExplainYT, and don't forget to join the Facebook page, Friends of Name Explain, where you can chat with myself and many other name nerds. Okay all, take care. How are we looking? Yeah, all good. Yeah. Should we record a video about weird English word, British idioms? Oh, that's a big paragraph. Might split that a little bit. Cool. Okay, let's go. Phrases and sayings that can only really be heard on... Did it like multiple takes in the end. Was a person who would remove dead arm... Just outed myself. There's a bad vegetarian. Sorry, everyone. That was silly of me. But, oh well. Sorry, Amber. I know you're vegan, so yeah. Sorry about that. Let's go. Page Friends of Name Explain. We can. Oh, sorry. You know, I didn't quite burp, but like, so that's really gross. You know, you gotta like just build up. Deep breath. Okay, all. Take care. Maybe I should end this in a more British way. What's a British way of saying goodbye? Toodaloo, toodle pip, something like that. I don't know. We normally just go bye.